him out, and you know, he has gotten a lot of support from the LATAM region.
He is known for being very salty. That is Benkai, you know.
Oh, absolutely. Here we go, starting it out. Takolia is the one to open this up. Scream has lost his life, and Team Liquid, an opening duel going against them, will still commit to the seaside push.
Yeah, it already seems like the defense is just getting ready to try and come back in here, but Demasic has been able to at least kill off. Oh my goodness, Melsa gets 2. I didn't expect him to get any more with the swing, and now while Navira left all on his lonesome, it is a fairly easy pistol round for Leviathan.
Yep, they had one guy watching the walk out of garage. As soon as he falls, the reaction was just a little bit too slow. I think that the next person who was supposed to pick up that kill wasn't really sure who they were. So we ended up kind of, someone else will take care of that. But no, Melser walks in, takes 1, takes 2, and of course,
they're on the Mitchman sleeping schedule. That's what it is. You know, it's only like 8:30 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Just waking up. Just waking up.
Could have been the flash that went out as well. You know, Adverso had a fantastic flash just as that push came through. It wasn't just Melser W keying, no brain in it. And with that, Leviathan taking their 1-0. A start to Haven that they certainly will be happy with. This one being Liquid's map choice. And with the defense already picking up the first, they've pushed their opponents down to pistols. But look at what's in play. You have a Headhunter still with 6 bullets left, and everybody else has a Sheriff. When Team Liquid come in with a buy like this, you have to be extremely careful.
Well, yeah, that's actually something I was looking at coming into the tournament. I think they have a 24% win rate in eco rounds. Like, it's actually something ridiculous. I think the only team that beats them is Loud. So, yeah, when it's Liquid, you have to be very, very careful in these sort of rounds because they're very good at stealing them away. And actually, interestingly, I think Leviathan are one of the worst at that. So it is a bit of a mismatch. Leviathan very good in their gun round, so hopefully they'll be able to get something done with these SMGs and not almost improve that stat for Liquid.
Liquid are used to starting out on that attack side, and you know, when we saw them play this at LCQ, they really stalled out after winning out the pistol. This time they haven't even got that under their belts. And while the follow-up, the Sheriffs not finding success just yet. A quick mow down by King. Takolia, with a Marshall in hand and no shields that he's up against, that's essentially an operator. At this point, Team Liquid will be hard-pressed to even get their feet onto a site. Yeah, especially with the rotation. Again, Melsa solid paranoia to at least slow them down. In fact, they're hesitating quite a bit here, almost questioning whether or not they should try and double back in the other direction, getting hit by a fault line as well. They are just being delayed, slowed at every single corner, and at this point, they just have to die. Yeah, I think they had no other choice really than to stall like that. Blitzing out, you're just opening yourself up to a face-off with no shields against a Spectre crossfire that's most likely going to come through. You're pretty dead in that scenario. Instead, they sort of linger around hoping that someone eventually goes out for a wide peak, like jumps up on top of the platform, for example, which they did, but the kill didn't go their way. So unlucky, 2-0. That's how we started out, and here is Team Liquid's buy. This is when things can get a little bit interesting. Leviathan going to try to get as much value out of this round as they can, helped out by the fact that they've lost so little along the way. Their economy is thriving.
The only sort of detriment to that is they haven't up any ultimate orbs, really. Now you're going to see some early utility again being placed in towards A main, and actually Shy is going to try and push off the back of it. In fact, he's not alone. There are 4 players already pushing all the way deep in towards A long.
Ooh, a tag right away. Yumpy down to 24. This could get a little bit scary. Solka's being crunched on. 4 players on the other side. They're coming fast and already finding one. This is so much danger for Solkas, but he's able to grab one. Be traded out. It's not the best start, but if they can avoid these weaker weapons finding anything else, that'd be great. But with the damage done, I don't know that that's going to be easy.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Taco has also just fallen back. He's making sure that they can't push any deeper other than just taking over the C site, and then they'll look to try and almost rotationally play this as a team. Now, the clearing of his utility on the B site is going to start a rotation. You can already see King making his maneuver with the deep control they have over the A site. Nobody else really needs to move too much. Again, this round is mostly about damage, but they do have a good chance to win it.
King, what a fight with Scream down. Both of these players are less than 100. This should be an easy closeout with these weapons and nade online. King making some space as his teammates flank up behind. All the noise just serves as a distraction to hopefully allow them to blitz in, and they're not in a hurry. They're willing to allow Team Liquid a little bit of space. That might have been a mistake if King wasn't on it. 6 health left and none as Shy connects that shot. Leviathan take a third.
Yeah, they're getting pumped up. There might not be many other people in the arena, but I can hear them all the way from up here, and a fantastic round from them. I love the initial gamble of aggression. A lot of it revolved around just Taco being able to slow them down. And that Marshall just hitting, it was a single tag. But that's enough for a little bit of hesitation. Then you have the 4-player push, fantastic utility coming through from Shy as well, and then just patience. And it was something that Jess actually mentioned on the desk, the fact that crew are known for being very explosive. You have players like Mizini, Kesnet, just basically popping off at all times. This team is very happy to just slow it down, play a little bit calmer, wait for their opponents to come to them, and that's exactly what King did.
Like I said, Liquid had a tough start last time we saw them. They still won this map, and it was over on their defensive side, and late in the attack they picked it up. They won the pistol and went down 5-1. So this is a start that Team Liquid are unfortunately all too familiar with. But they need to get themselves back up on that horse. And in this round here, look, Demon6 got a rifle, but the rest of the team are coming in with pistols, and I believe that's right away going to be Yumpy taken down. He was trying to lurk his way in towards Garage while this A pressure was coming through. They've got nothing for that, and now, well, they've been spotted up close on A short, so Leviathan are starting to rotate in. Really not a lot going for Liquid at the start of this round.
Stun through will at least force them back, and look at this crossfire already. There was no chance for Demon6 to get anything more than one. Very solid with the trades. You got Taka rotating in as well, and although there's a lurk coming through from Scream to just try and take a little bit of space, he actually managed to get past the trap. So they might not even have the proper information of where he is.
You start to see them now back off. And I mean, as this other player comes through, that trap should get a much longer window to detect him, grab the tag, and send the information over. Leviathan playing a smart game. Up against 2 Sheriffs to play right back on the site like this. And they've got a showstopper if anything goes crazy, but it would be a downside if they end up using it in this round here. I think you want to get out of this one without losing too much, which they've already done. And avoid giving your opponents a position to play from with the plant. Scream's already snuck his way maybe a little further than they could have expected, but as I said, this is an incredible display of patience coming out of this LATAM team.
Yeah, they just want to make sure the round is cemented, trade off each other, and in fact, they're even going to use the showstopper here. At least, well, I was going to say clearing out the backline, but I don't know if it necessarily has. Stun even going to delay them that little bit more. Scream still sat back behind the smoke, not knowing how far forward the majority have gone. They're going to try and bait them in with the tap. Aftershock, again, delaying just that little bit more for the rotation to come through, but there still needs to be some shots connected, and it just isn't going to be happening. Not a great position left for Navira, and Leviathan, they actually do it with 0 players lost from that point onwards.
I have to say, aside from the incredible patience, I'm not a fan of the ultimate being used necessarily, but it just goes to show the immense amount of respect that Leviathan are giving to Team Liquid. Yeah. I think most teams would have went for that 4 versus 2, prioritize their economy potentially with the showstopper. Sure, that does make sense, but you know, you're up against Sheriffs, that's your best chance to just roll them and then use your showstopper here in the impactful round. But look, their ult cycle's coming up online. Taco Lea's got the op here. He's gonna have a tour de force pretty soon as well. And Shy and Adverso not too far away. This push straight down mid has caught them off. Scream again losing his life right at the start.
Yeah, a free kill. Nothing they can really do about it. Scream was one of the highlight players in the LCQ run that Liquid made, so to get rid of him instantaneously is definitely going to cause problems. Now, Solkas has been able to at least sneak a little bit further forward, but it's clear they're so aware of it on the Leviathan side. They're not giving anything up, and even just throwing down some extra piece of utility almost just to take that deeper control a little bit easier. Liquid being very tentative. You can see the almost doubt of every corner that they're clearing, that there could be an operator on the other side. Now they're going to speed things up into that C side.
Well, they've got themselves fully cleared out. The ult into backside shouldn't be challenged, and that's just going to allow them this security to only send one player to site to take this extra bit of control. And oh, Taco Lee has hit the shot. They've now got a serious foothold to get back into the site. Malser's got his ultimate for information. He can be a recon dart for the team, or he can just go running through because they've already committed so much utility. A great spam to take down Yumpy. Down goes Demon6. Navera almost had something going his way, but he needed an ace, a 1v5 to have a chance, and those are pretty miserable odds.
Yeah, the man's pretty clutch, but I think it's a little bit unfair to expect that of him. But Leviathan, this is looking beautiful. Like, every single peak, every single swing. Okay, you have the risky one at the start where you got
Paper X in the previous series. Start to wake up on Pearl. Maybe it's Team Liquid's time.
Maybe, or maybe, but this is where the comparison ends.
Maybe this is the back pocket tour de force. Taco Lee gets 4 with an op, tour de force out to finish it. Who knows? Who knows? I like the C's nade to start things off. A good idea to try and disrupt Team Liquid. You call a pause, come up with your idea for the round, and lose 3 players to a nade.
It's varied as well, because a lot of the time that's just placed into A long, so the team's just dodging. You can see how passively they're currently holding on that side of the map. So I like the idea. Doesn't work this time.
One other thing, if you're going for that A-long aggression like that, if your opponents are taking it like that, you want to trade off that map control. Okay, sure, yeah, you nade A-long at the start and take your info, but we're going to take second mid, and you run right into that combo. Didn't happen this time, but an interesting idea. This has been an incredibly slow round for Liquid, and one that we expect because it's so important. They need to be meticulous about when they deploy this Rolling Thunder, about when they make that execute happen, and about not losing Scream in the first 2 seconds of the round. They've done a good job of that, at least.
Yeah, the other thing as well is that Shy is very close to having that Nightfall, so there's ults that could come online for the other side. Look at the deep space, you can see Taco Leah just trying to stick around a little longer, hoping he can find that initial shot, but instantly a rotation comes through. King pushing mid, may be able to wrap around behind. The only interesting position he's got to clear is Yumpy.
Great read. These guys realize they flash long, they smoke long, they're putting all this utility in, and they've got a Rolling Thunder. They're setting up for A. Leviathan walk out of the site. They say, hey, we'll play retake, no problem. This isn't retake, Shy. He just went blitzing in. No one else was ready. I mean, he wanted to catch them off on timing, but instead, he's traded his life for essentially the round for his opponents. Oh, Taco, 15 health on his way back out. Look, he has the tour de force, but he wants that off.
Oh,
and now's about the time you think about saving it.
This whole round has been a mess. Like, I think we've given them so much praise for how almost regimented and clean everything's been, and then you just see, I think almost every single player either whiff or make a mistake in this round. One player jumps out first, the util not quite there, his teammate's not on the flank, and then when he is on the flank, whiffs and gets one shot by a Guardian. Like, it's all gone wrong.
It's pretty telling, right? You get 2 or 3 guys pushing you from spawn, all this pressure at once, you kill 2, and nothing else happens. At that point, you start to think, okay, well, if 3 of them just pushed, either the other 2 are sat and spawn baiting them, or they're flanking. You turn around and, oh, there they are. Caught him. This was a disjointed retake for sure. And I think something that Leviathan, I wouldn't be surprised to see a pause after that, or just a simple one line. Calm down, boys. Just calm down.
Let's take it easy, you know? We're in the lead. We got some good ults. We still got plenty in terms of the purchase. You're even going to have the tour de force to bring up the extra credits. And they're actually going for an aggressive push in this round. I don't know if Yumpy will have actually seen anything here. They do have a flash ready, so it might be like, just swing out! It's just a matter! He just runs straight across, but they don't clear the closed corner! And Melzer is going to get 2 back in response.
And now there's a guy on backside as well! This is a stacked up C-side early. Great rotational reads by Leviathan and Team Liquid. Well, they found so much success in the previous round. This one's over in the blink of an eye.
I can't believe, like, I'm like, okay, send up the flash. They're going to go for this. Yumpy just runs out, insta headshots that initial kill. Only his second kill onto the board as well. And then, yeah, unfortunately, well, I guess when you see that chamber there, you're just like, okay, he has got himself an ability to TP out. No one's going to be pushed with him.
One enemy remaining.
Just a nice little spot.
And the fact that you've got your breach backside as well, you can see it in the duel on the soul, because maybe he has a chance. We've seen this guy in the clutch scenarios when the numbers of his team are thinned out. He can step up and have those god tier clutches, but right there he had absolutely no opportunity for his late round fade play. King's got a lot of information. He's hearing steps as well, one-way smoke, but he's sticking around, no easy way out, and now they know he's here. That's a problem! Maybe not. The first found a blast pack in, but he's being held by 3, and nades on its way, and good night, sweet dreams.
They still have to use an awful lot to clear him. I think that might have been an aftershock and a nade actually thrown through just to try and get something done. Yumpy, though, quick enough on the trigger to take out Shy. There is still a player tucked into the corner, though. Takalea is rotating, and that's the thing. Leviathan here is so quick. A risky game played by Adverso, but he spots that they are still in this position.
That trap just got smoked outside C long. They're starting to sneak up behind, but it might be a little bit too late because Taco's in a bit of trouble. He's alone with an op, and there's 3 players about to swing him. Utility coming his way, and down to the headhunter. Up close, he'll be eliminated right off the bat. Melzer should be an expected factor at this point. Yes, he snuck past the trap on C long, but he could just have easily have pushed B.
He's actually going to smoke it off, though. I think this is just a bait to try and get them to look in the other direction, but there's enough players that Solcast can just keep his eyes homed in on that remaining position. Liquid are going to get themselves a second round. Again, still, I feel like for Leviathan, it wasn't bad positions from them. Just winning some of the duels. I think also the Rolling Thunder against the Showstopper, it's not the greatest counter in the world. It's a bazooka, and he knew exactly where you were. So it didn't really get the result I think they were necessarily hoping for. But again, they're still in a position where they can buy. You're going to have that operator in play, not really too much trouble there in terms of the finances, and Liquid is still kind of on the brink. So another round for Leviathan here. they'll already have won the half, and the economy for Liquid will be bad again.
Well, this has been a fantastic beginning. This team stacked up as much as they can be. Leviathan spraying away, trying to catch something through that smoke, but Mouser, a player that's actually been spearheading this defense for Leviathan, goes down right away. The trade, just as quick. I like the idea. Lost that control of C site. You can either fast rotate, give up everything, push down mid and try to make it up elsewhere. It's worked for now, but they still need to play a retake.
Ready. Scream, posted up. You're going to see the Nightfall thrown in, and actually it's going to delay a little bit. I think the Aftershock not quite going to connect as much as they want to, but they might have the information onto Scream. He's actually had to drop down and sort of stuck in a pretty awkward position here. Flash through again. He's still just sat on the spike and waiting for this fight to come through. Eventually, he'll find a Verso, but Scream, he's looking for that little bit more, and he's going to find it as well. Taco Leah, well, unfortunately he swings. Scream runs out of bullets, and now he has to flee.
Still got his nade as well, if he wants to throw another one out, or not still, rather earned it back.
I have them.
In the end, Taco will be struggling to save this up. There's players actually coming for him. Solkus threaded his way right down to C site, but it's clear. No one there to be found, and they'll just save these weapons over.
It's going to be quite frustrating for them, though, because you not only use the Nightfall, so you know where Scream is. You hit him with the Prowler, so you doubly. Already starting to see that aggressive peak coming out from Yumpy once again. He's had some success towards long previously, but let's smoke it off this time. Again, this passive default has worked at least in a couple of the rounds, but it does allow for a lot of map control to be taken by Leviathan. It's happened again. You can see Taco Leo already pushed deep. He has the ability to get out of there quite easily, and although they're going to clear some of these closer angles, he can spot that nobody's crossed just yet.
Oh, that was close. Taco Leah hits Demasic to 29 health, but here's the Rolling Thunder. This time they're not quite as far away, but they might be punished! Oh, that blast pack in! Scream had an angle for a fraction of a second, but not enough to find Taco Leah. With that, the plant at least comes through, and we reset into a 5v5 retake. That op of Taco Leah has a challenger in the form of Yumpy, and although they've spotted the up, they don't know where it is right now, and that's going to be a big concern in getting back in here.
Yeah, and the problem is, you mentioned earlier, ultimates are just not there, so they have to almost try dry peeking into a lot of these angles. Soulcast, he's not even really being cleared off his angle, just standing in the open, fighting. And well, I don't even know if they're going to need to commit it. The swing, though, it actually comes through with 3 kills in a matter of seconds, giving them an opportunity, and it's left on to Soulcast, and Shy just cleans it up. This round was looking done in Liquid's favor. Normally a team so good in those afterplans, but they got picked apart.
I'm pretty sure I lip-read play a retake on Owner in that round, so I don't know. That is incredible. And another lights-out round from Melser. A player that, sure, historically do we expect him to perform, sure, but this is a bit ridiculous. The Omen defensive side, the pressure he's been under, and he's delivering again, and again.
That's the thing, if you look back to previous events, I would say statistically it was like top 3 within Astra players, but it was some of the other, and that's bear in mind players like Marv. So like being top 3, that's pretty damn good. I think also like Marco had some pretty solid play as well. You also have Mind Freak who was crazy, so
He had a live tournament.
But the fact is, it was other agents where he was sometimes a little bit quieter. He's doing fantastic.
Challenge on B, and it's lost by Leviathan. That's Taco Leah out of the game, but he managed to trade out Scream's life for it, and he's taken that space. The Shrouded Step has been heard as easy as can be for Adverso. The advantage comes back into the defender's hands, and a showstopper's on its way. Yumpy's got it! As quick as you like. They're right back in the round, and Navarra's doubled down. 3 versus 2, the advantage for Liquid.
And then it's just closed out in a matter of seconds. Yumpy's still starting to have that impact that we wanted to see from him, and especially on that attacking side, it's a lot harder to do. But you're just seeing him take space where maybe he necessarily shouldn't in most cases, but that's always been Yumpy's ability to just win the rounds out of absolutely nothing. The confidence to just sit and wait for King to swing the angle. And 7-4. And now the economy's actually not fantastic from Leviathan. You're coming in with, okay, rifle, stinger, rifle.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know, your Fade should be the last guy peeking anyways, so it's all good. We've seen Enzo's stats. You know, that guy doesn't die first. Once he has, swinging from Scream. Great opening duel with Melser down. Key player, the man gone. Now the retake for Leviathan. What do they base it off of? No ultimates to work with. Nothing to really help them out. A Seize nade could be online. You got all of your breach utility. That's the benefit of losing the site so quickly. That was a little awkward. Navera getting a nade down on him. He's got to run. He's got to blitz it, and he'll lose his life.
Taking the 1v1 fight. And again, it just seems to fall apart for them. It's all left on to Soulcast. He's going to try and play this in that 1 versus 4 turn 3. Already getting dinked up and swinging this angle should make things nigh on impossible. At least manages to get one, but what are these retakes coming out from Leviathan? Again and again and again. Liquid are in solid positions.
A strong start, build up that snowball. And things are going downhill pretty quickly. Diva sick. Oh, he's got the whole team here. 1 kill, and well, he's lucky to even get that.
They're actually going to back off completely. After that initial battle, you can see the rotation coming through almost completely from the defense, mainly because they still have a deep position being held by Yumpy. A little bit of a tag, but I think Scream's just spotted them rotating away, so he can now actually push off the back of this. Taking that space back, the rotation coming through from Navera, if needed, he'll be able to slow them down. It's actually looking like a pretty good spot for Liquid at the moment. The only reliance will be that Yumpy hits a shot, and most of the time you can rely on that.
A minute left on the clock. Leviathan need to make a move. They've still got Yumpy to clear out, but a flash to do that. He turns away, but not fully. Doesn't want to risk it. Oh, the Prowler usage here. It was wise. Melser had laid a little trap for them, but they won't go stumbling into it on the push down C long. So this was aggression on A to bait the C push and then punish. They don't get that. Reset to the B plan. If you'll excuse that. As they go to the B side for the plan.
Yeah, initially they did have Navera here, but after falling off, it gives that extra space for free. You can see those Soulcasts already waiting to almost watch if anybody's going to try and wrap around the backlines. The B plant is never the easiest to defend, but they did manage to get rid of Dima Sick, which removes all of those smokes, which definitely helps you out when it gets onto that defusal. Shy looking away, but he's trying to actually pull out utility. This might be a problem. This gives some space to Soulcast to swing, but he's only going to get the one.
That's all it is for now.
They got it hard.
It's already halfway indeed, and some damage done though. Stickiness has to be Yumpy, and he'll take the headshot right away. 9 rounds for Leviathan, and a nail in the coffin for Team Liquid if this keeps up. They cannot afford to have a slow start to the defense, and I don't know that it's even an option at this point. The full buy up for Leviathan, they'll have Spectres and everything they could possibly wish for. Meanwhile, Team Liquid relegated down to just those budget pistols yet again. Strong post plan for them here. I mean, ultimately coming down to time and the players that they deleted. If you have something to block off vision there, perhaps Demasik can get his smoke down and they'll get the defuse in, but absolutely no chance with them wide in the open. Great start for Leviathan. In the second round, as I said, should be clean. The thing is the defense, right? These guys don't have to group up and take risky pushes the way they did before. They can set up on angles and try to punish.
Yeah, I think the most important thing here really is that Liquid need to try and pull out a miracle round. Because we were talking about comebacks, we were talking about the fact that this team can start to pop off and like those star players can almost get back to the point where they're performing to the heights we expect of them. I feel like so far this game though, they've almost been outplayed and a lot of their rounds have been blips on the radar. Okay, a few silly, I guess, afterplants from them. Like I feel like there's at least 2 rounds I can think of in the last half that they probably should have won, even with some of the weaker weapon retakes coming through. But at this stage, I don't think that's really going to be enough. They need something early, because otherwise you're allowing Leviathan to get to double digits, and I don't know. I don't think they're going to slip from there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, the previous story of this map for Team Liquid looked similar, but the reality is this is a different team, a much stronger one, and one that will not sort of fade out coming into this second half. Great stun, nade, it's on him, damage done. Solkis will go down to it, losing his life after being trapped on the site. They have got a few players funneling in to fill the gaps, but well, those gaps will remain well and truly open.
Yeah, the gaps, they're pretty clear now. They managed to get past them without too many issues at all. And, well, it would have been. I feel like Yumpy's almost sat there going, "Am I going to win? I'll just wait this one out and just see. Maybe they don't plant. Maybe this will be the greatest clutch of all time with nobody killing me. That will be the only thing he has to do." But sat within their own smoke. It looks like they're hunting for blood at this point, and Taco Lee is going to land the final shot. A flawless round coming out of then. In fact, a Prime Gaming flawless round out of the side of Leviathan. And honestly, so...
A buy round and a do or die round as well.
Yeah, exactly.
This is scary for Team Liquid, that's for sure. As I said, Scream, Yumpy, these guys dominate on the defense. It's Navarra, though, to find the opening. The stun is through. The push right after. He was not letting them have any space whatsoever, and that's left the spike in the open. Free as can be. All of Team Liquid coming into this site now to hold it down. And Leviathan don't have any extra angles. They don't have any superior flanks. Instead, they get cleaned up in a Prime Gaming flawless. Just the start that you want if you're looking to make a massive comeback.
Yeah, solid round from them. One that I don't necessarily know how repeatable it's going to be. Just a fantastic start out from Navarra. And he's someone, I'll be honest, of all the agents I think we've seen him play, Breach is the one I'm still least sure about. I don't think he is able to put the same statistical numbers we've seen on other agents. Like, we know that he also has a fantastic chamber, but even just when you go back to more traditional Sentinels, I feel like that's where he still really shines. So I'm waiting to see if there can be more of that, and there needs to be a lot more of that because they're still 5 rounds behind.
So a different strat here. We're not seeing the blitz into B and try to plant with Taco Leah. Instead, they are fighting Yumpy in the garage. He's got a boom bot down to 17 HP. Just one bullet through the wall will take him down, and there are plenty of guns pointed at him. He'll give up that control, concede it, and fall back to C. That garage is being taken out of their control. They still have a trap there, though. So the information remains for a while. And indeed, for so long as Yumpy remains. He was pushing down C long, but it's to get the same position we've seen before.
Right there. It's almost just, it's a one and done, but that's fine. Like,
when
when you're this low, that's absolutely fine. The thing is, I think this was all a ploy. Like, with the Rolling Thunder in play, they want to try and fight towards this A side, but Liquid have actually been able to take some deep control. They're not even going to use it to fight towards the site. They're just trying to fight long. And Solkes is still managing to win these duels. He's got Scream to back him up as well. And Yumpy is still in this corner. It's one that was used against them. I think it was even Melza who did it. Does he check?
At this point, it's been so long in the round. Like he almost has to.
30 seconds left.
Either way, they're making their way towards the C side, but the spike is behind.
Are they just saving?
Seconds.
They might actually be just saving.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not expecting to see them move past this point. That kill, even still won't spur them on. If anything, it tells Team Liquid, I know where we can take a few guns out of their hands.
Yeah, but it's also just the Liquid actually want to go fighting for this. They do have a little bit of credits still in their back pockets, but realistically, you kind of just want to make sure your own finances are fine. Like, you know that you're going to have to fight a huge amount of rounds in a row. You know eventually they're going to end up with their ults online and eventually with guns in their hands again. So risking your own...
Yes, this is clearly an A push coming out of Leviathan. Full rush, as they'll send it in, but it is the C side, of course. All jokes aside, we have got very little to work with. As I said, though, one orb, and there's a showstopper. And that's the idea.
He just gives his gun
He's
away.
Giving his weapon away. He knows he's either getting the kill or he ain't coming back, and he's got the kill. But then he goes down. The trade's a little late to come in, and it's set up from Scream. 3 kills, and now Navarra's there to help. The brothers lock it down and give Liquid their 7th. They're back in this game, just 3 away, and Leviathan's money, it's not great.
Yeah, they're coming in with a buy. The last round.
This is it. This is it. You're tied up if you lose this one.
I think they're still in an okay position. Like, you're at a point where, realistically, okay, great round from Scream. He's managed to do quite a bit of damage. They've been slaughtered, but it was a round where it was a showstopper, a couple of save guns, and then there was like a stinger and some other stuff in the mix. So, yeah, they got completely mowed down. Now I'm going to look at Leviathan and see if this actually shakes them. Because they're coming in with a buy. They're actually going to get pushed by Scream. I've seen him do this so many times. I get flashbacks. Actually, I'm not going to say it just because of the country we're in. Always seem to have it versus the Turkish fans, unfortunately. But he's taking a lot of space. The thing is, the trap is going to spot him in the retreat. It's not going to be easy, but he gets away with it.
The drop off heard by Yumpy. Now, if a player drops off that spot, they see no contact after. Now they're starting to be a little bit of presence on the A side. That spurs Yumpy on. He wants to clear out these corners. He's feeling like the C side's being left. The rotations of Liquid are leaning heavy towards the A side. Here's where the trouble is. Melser was watching him the whole time, waiting for him to come around that corner. He's given up on it now, and they're resetting to to look elsewhere.
Look at where the rest of Liquid are. There are 4 players currently in A link. They're almost just waiting for those rotations. Like if they go towards C, okay, even if they play through Garage, you have a perfect retake. If they go towards B, you have 4 players then within 5 seconds. If they go towards A, the exact same thing. They have so much denial. Navira even has himself that Rolling Thunder as well to slow them down even more. And now, look who's in position.
Well, Jumpy, he had been playing deep on C long.
Look, they over-rotated. It's a ruse.
That's huge. Absolutely huge. Because he was under so much pressure. They played A heavy. So as soon as he gets that pressure, he's calling for it. He needs the help. 14 seconds left. Paranoia's gone through. Nade is on its way. Tacolia just about got it planted. That's now leaving them a little bit more space to play with. A showstopper just popped through. That's clearing a lot of space. A flank denied. Leviathan back against the wall. They're pushed off the site. Even denying this defuse is impossible. They're come for a save in a 2v4 post plant. You don't see that every day.
Yeah, the idea from Leviathan was great. Like, you basically put the pressure onto Yumpy, know that a lot of the time he's going to be playing that solo site, but it is just that, even still, even with the rotation, that A-link pressure, just being able to deny the plant, having a nade to throw in as well just to slow them down, and you know that with that player rotating, you can try and get into the site fairly quick, because everybody else is going to be trying to get into after plant positions. This, though, is a nice touch. Like, just having Yumpy waiting behind and going, okay, is my operator going to be really useful in a retake, or will it be better to stop them coming in on the flank?
2 rounds between them. And as we said, the economy for Leviathan
just gone,
was...
Pause didn't work. What's never happened before?
Well, they come into this one now, and they face an op right away. Leviathan losing Adverso, trying to chase down and trade out, but Demasic has made it away. Still, screen falls elsewhere. And the numbers now favor Leviathan. They came in with many, many weaknesses. And now they've got the advantage.
But that's the thing, Yumpy TP'd away, went for a pick on long and just got his head blown off. So they're actually in a pretty good position here. They've got themselves a couple of rifles to try and play around, and Liquid are not just going to sit there. They're taking deep C long control. There's also a peek coming out from Soulcast. If he can get one and get away, it's an absolute miracle, but not against Taco. Head gone, and already the A site completely under the control of that Chilean squad.
Well, this is not the round I expected them to come into. Sure, they managed to bring something into it, but there were so many scrappy weapons for them to work with, and unlike the previous time, they don't have a showstopper to get them into the site, find an opening kill, and look to trade after. This was looking miserable, and instead they've spotted the last 2 players. They got all the information they could possibly want, and still a ton of utility to play with. This is a situation for Team Liquid that is a certain save.
I almost want them to go and hunt. Like, try and get some of the weapons out of the hands of Leviathan, because they've got so many credits, and they're running out of rounds.
One guy's still got a Marshal. You know, it's all right to maybe get a little bit more, and there you go. They're spread out wide, they cast the net, and they have caught big. Demasic and Navera down. Nothing for Team Liquid. They have still got the credits.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. They've got so much to buy that it doesn't matter.
At 11-8, not too many rounds left to buy in if it keeps up this way.
Yeah, that's the real issue. 4 rounds in a row at least has made this one look a little bit more competitive, but I don't know. A lot of these rounds just feel so scrappy, and Leviathan are coming out on top of that. Even in rounds where they have a significant disadvantage in terms of weaponry, there are moments, even when like it was Screaming Navira spraying them down, you're like, well, if you don't get 3 kills and 2 kills apiece, that could have easily gone the other way. Yumpy, he's going for it again. They're expecting it. He swings so wide out of that corner. Well, he doesn't get away clean.
Demasic's giving up his control of Garage instantly. He knows what it means when his teammate goes down. They're about to apply the pressure, and that they certainly have. A sneak through the smoke! That is phenomenal! Team Liquid, they were looking down and out of this one if they lost the site, but they did not. The spike on the floor, but not planted. Melser is out. Now a 1v3 and an ult online. He can go to the A side, pop that ult, and make his way to the spike, pick it up, and he's right back. Problem is, he's being pushed. They're ready for this on Team Liquid. They know how an Omen works.
Yeah, the tough thing here is actually not even getting the spike back. It's getting to the site to be able to do it in the first place. He almost spotted out Soulcast. That was the only way that I think this actually goes in his direction. Instead... Oh, okay. Yeah, I was expecting maybe he'd try and walk in, but he's got that spike, and unfortunately, actually the realization might not be there.
Of course, why? Because he wouldn't be on B, he'd be on A, most likely. And he's got such good timing then to swing on through, but Scream has caught him. And Team Liquid being so careful in that moment. They had a gap, which was mid to B to A, right? That's the only way that this guy can go without being seen. And they just left it. Even after he TPs, it could very well be on A. It's like, well, so what? Well, 1v3 retake when it's planted.
Like, DemonSick gets pinged up, like they know exactly where he is because of the trails,
See,
but
they don't.
his own smoke actually shrouds him enough, and then he swings out of it. It's just,
They're like, oh look, he's gone to the
but
back
even
of the
still,
site.
like, you're gonna have the sound cue that he has to be around this area, but you just don't expect him to swing through his own smoke. Like, it's madness, but I understand the risk, because otherwise, eventually they're gonna know exactly where you are.
And they opted to fight backside instead of in the smoke. A wise choice, but one that definitely didn't pay off there. Just god-tier timing for DemonSick now. They have garage control taken, and even just getting rid of that trap in the first couple of seconds.
And
now
a paranoia.
And a paranoia, exactly. Yeah, that ain't gonna refresh back up. I mean, that's a whole bunch of utility out of Team Liquid's utility belt, and Leviathan, they're only getting started.
Oh, flash. Oh, it's just so perfect. Tacklelia not ready, but the spam through actually goes in the other direction. I say that, both King and Averto have been hit down incredibly low on HP, and the rotation is already there. The brothers working in tandem, just almost going together. Do they check this corner? They should do. I don't even know if they swing this wide. Oh, it's going to be a risky one. And no, it's not checked at all. The only thing is, do they even expect Scream to be here? He's not been stunned up, but the paranoia is going to connect onto him. The boombot has gone straight past, though. It may have hit him, but he's still able to sit in this corner, take these fights. But Melzer is quick to trade.
That plan's gone through. It's locked in. They've got the advantage. And up on Yampi, not going to be easy to play with. Gone the way back through, and now he's got no teammate. I mean, DemonSick was really sending it on that one, especially when they'd spotted long to be clear. I mean, he knew there were players there. I guess he thought he could win the fight. This could well be 12-9. Yampi, 8 bullets in the headhunter. He's dropped his up. He's making it forward with a Vandal in hand. But time is such a big issue for him. So many angles to clear, and he doesn't know these guys are close by. He has a suspicion, but Mouser confirms it. 12 rounds on the board for Leviathan. They have 3 chances to take their opponent's map pick.
Yeah, and I feel like Melzer is at the heart of so many strong rounds that Leviathan have. Like, again, you see that early pace, almost just try and bait out utility, force some rotations away, but Liquid actually react quite well. It's just some of these battles that he's winning, like facing 1v1 versus Scream and just entering into the site. That's not normally a way you can... Okay.
You never see that kind of kill
Yeah,
happen.
it's like...
He should have lost that duel.
DemonSick, maybe he worked as a nice distraction.
Worked. He was a distraction, sure. 12-9, 3 rounds to go.
Showstopper.
Leviathan, they've seized DemonSick on the back of the side. He's in trouble.
Oh,
That's
so
Consulcus.
I've been flying through. Yeah, they know exactly where he is. This time, still runs out, manages to get one, but they've traded evenly. That's the thing. It's these wild plays being attempted by DemonSick in almost every single round, and this time the success isn't anywhere near. It's close, and the swing out from Melzer again. It leaves it all onto Yumpy, operator in this 1 versus 3 to keep them in the map.
Similar situation, but look, they're grouped up and ready. I don't see how you get away with this. The first, at least, he's concealed by the smoke now. It almost plays against them. They'll reset. An opportunity here in the 1v2. They've still got a haunt to work with. They'll wait for the smoke to fade. Attempt the challenge, and there's the haunt. It's bounced off the wall. It didn't go all the way to spawn. He's able to sneak up a little closer now. He might have been spotted otherwise. Now the angle's his. The first found, and now only one! Oh, no! What a wonderful clutch from Yumpy. A misplay from Leviathan, that's for sure. They're going to be kicking themselves if they end up in OT. Still 2 chances to close it, but... Wow.
Yeah, that's the thing. The player you want in these sort of scenarios, a lot of the time is going to be someone like Navira, but I feel like there's so many times in these Red Bull clutch moments where young people just pull something out of absolutely nothing, and there is minute split-second details that make the difference here. One, as you said, is that smoke. He is dead. Like, he even pulls out his head onto knowing that he basically has to land a couple of instant headshots, and then just manages to pull off the 1 versus 2. Liquid have held on, clung on, and now actually have a chance to turn this back. Look at the buy for Leviathan.
It's a little shaky. It's a little shaky. They're playing for the last round, man. And again, we've seen this level of respect so many times. Even going back to the 4v2 retake we had right at the start of the game, and these guys come in, use a showstopper up against Sheriffs. They know Team Liquid are not a team to be trifled with, and they're not looking to do that. They'll play for the next round, but we've seen them win these exact ones before. And if anything does kind of go their way, a Rolling Thunder could be put through. Who knows? There's dangers for Liquid. They need to be cautious of it for sure.
Yeah, this is not the time you want to be making a mistake. Your own map choice, the next being Ascent, as said, like, Liquid are probably looking at this map pool going, hey, we got a pocket pick and we got probably our best map, maybe other than Icebox.
Look at Navera as well. If he gets one orb in this round and dies, if he gets a kill and dies, if anything like that, you have a showstopper Rolling Thunder to play at 12-11 to potentially push you to OT. That's a big problem, but not much Leviathan can really do from the start of the round to deny that. A Rolling Thunder of their own, though, going to be thrown in.
Yeah, they double stun them up. There's an opportunity here for King to almost just clear them out. The showstopper isn't going to connect on him, but Soulcast is able to trade. The swing out, though, has put this into an advantageous position. There's weaponry to be found on the other side as well, and they're even going to slow them down with that Aftershock. However, this retake looking to come through relatively quick, but now these weapons aren't even that much of a disadvantage anymore. The swing from Yumpy gets one, but the trade not quite there. This time, all onto Demasig. It's an elevated angle. He's got it into this 1v1 position, trying to bait him out with that fake TP, and Shy has actually looked away, but he's wrapping back around instead, and he's going to win it out in the end. It is going to be Leviathan again in these eco rounds, managing to pull off miracles.